This video contains a couple of firsts, my first ever Neca figure and also my first figure that is absolutely huge. In terms of timing, this really couldn't be much worse. I've only just published my Batman 66 collection tour video and this then showed up, which was not part of that video, but here it is now. So, during last week's live stream, I think this got mentioned, and I explained that I've never owned a NECA figure before, and I am aware of the bad reputation NECA has in terms of their quality, so this will be a first for me and we'll see how well they do in this, quite frankly, massive scale. Now, the reason I came to have this was quite simple. A week or so back, I got an email from Big Bad Toy Store telling me I could pre-order the accompanying Robin figure. Now, these figures came out many years ago, and as with many of the things that I've since picked up, I did look at them back at the time and thought, I'd like them, but I don't really want to pay that much money for them. As the years went by, the prices on the secondary market kept going up and up. However, with the Robin being, it seems like a reissue. I don't really understand why they're taking pre-orders on Robin and not Batman, but regardless, I pre-ordered Robin and that's going to be released, I think, November of this year. So I went on eBay to take a look to get myself a Batman, and the buy it nows were rather expensive. In some cases over $250. This one was on auction and I kept my eye on it and I jumped in at the last second with a generous bid, but nothing too crazy, and lo and behold, I got it for way less than I was planning on spending, so it was a big victory there. But it's arrived and I think we should take a look, see what it's all about. So it's a Batman quarter scale action figure, so we're talking 18 inches, and it looks absolutely huge. I've never had in my possession a figure of this magnitude, so that's quite something. No idea how I'm going to end up displaying it, because I don't think typically that cabinet shelves are tall enough to accommodate this, but that's a bridge we can cross once we get there. It looks pretty good from the front. I'm very happy with how that looks. Nice window packaging, got the Gotham City skyline and the classic Batman TV series logo. Box is a bit dinged up, not a problem to me, of course. On the back, it shows us that they have extra hands for the Batusi, and there are some accessories. So all in all, pretty good packaging. But I think the most important part is to get this thing opened up and give it a real good look. So, got it out the packet, and quickly a couple of my observations. Firstly, it's true what they say. If I had not been extremely careful, or if I had not known about NECA's reputation, I would have had this broken within 30 seconds. The joints were extremely stiff, so I took a hairdryer to them and managed to get them into somewhat of a decent pose. Had I not used heat, those would have broken off almost immediately, I think. So that is definitely a reputation that NECA has quite justifiably earned, in that when you take their stuff out the packet, there's a good chance you will break it unless you are very careful. However, with that being said, now that I've got it out and somewhat posed, very happy with it. Definitely not a toy, not something you would give to a kid, although when I was a kid would have loved to have had something like this, but this is not a toy, it's very much a display piece. Numerous points of articulation, and for the first time in my life I have an action figure with articulated toes, or when I say toes, I mean the front part of the boot can be articulated. Not that I'll be doing that. Other points to mention, it's absolutely solid, weighs a ton, and you really do have to find the right point to get this to stand up, otherwise it's going to fall backwards or forwards very easily. Now, likeness to Adam West, pretty damn good actually. They've done a really good job on this sculpt, and there is a slight bit of gloss to the eyeball, which gives it a slightly more realistic look. Obviously not quite in the same league as Hot Toys, but it's not bad for an action figure. Utility belt, numerous pretend pockets. It does have a functioning belt buckle that opens up to reveal the communicator, which is quite nice. Very nice cape actually, and unlike some of the more modern releases, it's been cut very nicely so it looks the part. And accessories, so it came packaged with a couple of clench fists. Okay, stay put. We have one open palm for the left, Batusi fingers for the left. We've got a clutching hand on the right and the Batusi fingers for the right. Now, what I found quite interesting was there's clearly a batarang here, and there's also an additional pocket which seems to clip on, but I'm not quite sure what the purpose of that is. However, one thing that did intrigue me was the inclusion of a batarang holder, and it does say batarang, and I thought this was just a prop because it does have the clip, so you can actually clip it onto his belt. However, upon opening it, I found out there was in fact another folding batarang, which does actually fold out, I think. Yeah, it does. Oh, well, okay. It folds out if you're very careful, but it does have a couple of notches to hold it in place that I failed to do first time. So there you go. Another functioning battering ram? A battering ram. No, a batarang. And it does come with the rope as well if you so wish to use that. But I think the fact that it actually functions as it did in the TV show is quite something. So there's that, and you can just close it back up again. And I'm guessing you just sort of clip it over. I'm not going to do that because this is very brittle plastic, but I thought that was a rather nice touch. So, all in all, am I happy with my purchase? Pretty happy. Quick point to note, the Batman emblem on his chest is clearly a sticker, so that has to be sort of, keep an eye on that so as not to have that peeling off. But in terms of how it looks, very happy indeed. Solid construction, possibly too solid when it comes to the joints, but like I said, bit of a hairdryer, warm them up first before doing anything crazy, because I now understand why people do say that NECA have pretty awful quality standards, because I could tell immediately when I began trying to pose the arm, I thought, if I don't warm this up, this is going to break off in my hand. So I guess that's a reputation that NECA have earned, but in my opinion, I'm very happy with my first purchase. Just waiting for the Robin to arrive later this year, and I imagine that will be it as far as NECA and me are concerned, because I'm not a modern collector, and I guess they do a lot of modern stuff, but this was Batman 66, so I did have to have it. And of course, Robin will be arriving soon, so when that does arrive, we can do the side by side with these two figures. But there you go, my first ever NECA figure. And in summary, yes, it's true what they say, NECA does break easily. So hope you enjoyed that quick look there. Please share the video, please like it. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe, and be sure to check out the channel for way more Batman 66 videos and videos looking at all things 80s in general.